everybody. I want to talk a little bit about myself, why and how I got into hotshot trucking, sort of my journey through this process, this lengthy process. I want to try and get as much good information out there as possible so that those who are considering have sort of a honest reference of how it is, the good, the bad. It's not scripted. I have hesitated for a while to try and get a YouTube channel going. I myself definitely leaned on a lot of the drivers on YouTube. You definitely can't learn it all there. You got to do some research outside. So I'll start there. Is the main thing is do your research. For about 9 months, I've been doing research in the logistics and transportation. I knew that I wanted to create a company in my hometown of Killeen, Texas. One for myself to create a decent stream of income, but also to be able to create job opportunities for not only my acquaintances and friends. I know many people in the industry, especially in my area, that have even gone to get their CDLs and cannot afford the equipment to get on the road. And so I wanted to try and create something that would help them out. That was my original plan. That plan was to get some semi-trucks, some 18-wheelers on the road. Obviously, in the time that we're in, the industry is extremely expensive, and I did not think, with myself not being a CDL driver, I wasn't confident that anybody that I was communicating with, I'd be able to get them on the road immediately. And so just going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, went from semis and 18-wheelers to box trucks to eventually landing on hotshots. And immediately when I saw hotshots, I fell in love with the idea of it. And so for a couple months, I researched, deep research into hotshot, reached out. That's the main thing. If you don't get anything from this, at least don't try and do it by yourself. Reach out to the people that are already in the industry. You know, there are a lot of people, very knowledgeable people in this industry, and I'm thankful that I was able to reach out, research. There's so much information before getting on the road, and rightfully so. This is a dangerous business in terms of the amount of weight that you're carrying, the other vehicles on the road, whatever it may be. And so it's important that you, one, follow all of those rules, but you also are as well versed as you can be. You'll hear people on YouTube tell you that you need to go get your CDL. And yes, if you have the time, go get your CDL. I do not have my CDL. That will be something that I handle in the coming months. I will not always be non-CDL. This is giving me an opportunity to get on the road and get started. Those are the main things when it comes to the research. I don't want this video to sound like every other video about hotshotting on YouTube. I think everybody has their own unique scenarios and situations. There's so many videos out there that break down the cost. There's so many videos out there that break down the equipment. There's so many videos out there that break down the day-to-day. And so I just want to come to you real and kind of break down just my side and what I've dealt with on my end. I think the main thing I'll start with is the financial side. Hotshot right now is very expensive. I think without even the market being how it is right now, it's still an expensive business to get into. You've got to understand going into this that it's an investment, that you are going to spend money in hopes to make money down the road. I made my initial investment into my hotshot business over a month and a half ago, and today is my first day on the road. So you've got to know that you're going to put a lot of cash or liquid, make a big investment early on, and you're going to have to sit back and wait. There's a long process of paperwork and other things to get you started on the road. Going back to what I said about reaching out to people in the business, I reached out to a company who did all my paperwork for me. They filed my LLC, they filed my EIN, they did They did my DOT, my MC number. They got all of that together for me. Again, that process took a little over a month. In that meantime, that I would say that's your best time to really sit down. Once you've already committed to getting into Hotshot, this is your time to sit down and actually do some deep dive research into the day-to-day, what you need, the equipment. And again, there's information out there for it. Spend the money to make sure that when you get on the road, everything is good and everything's legit. I went on, I want to say it's Pro Haul TV, and they have a Hotshot starting guide, probably 25-page little booklet that just explains everything. I can't think of everything off the top of my head, but I think some of the main things that helped me were the equipment list was extremely helpful. And speaking on equipment, some equipment benefits you consistently, some equipment you'll use one-off. So you've got to sit down and decide, what equipment am I going to get now? What are the bare necessities that I truly need right now to get on the road and haul some equipment? Some of those things you might get partial equipment and get more later. For instance, I probably have 15 2-inch ratchet straps and the same amount of actual ratchets, and then the same amount of actual straps. In terms of 4-inch, I have like 10 4-inch straps, but I don't have any 4-inch ratchets. And that's not my fault. Right now, nobody has any in stock. I went through my tee's out of stock, and you don't need that many 4-inch straps, but it's good to have them. So the equipment list, it gives you broker list, it gives you some dispatcher options. It kind of reads into the compliance side of things. Again, just go check it out. But I made that little small investment. The person I had set my company up, really, that's an investment. I spent about $1,000 to get my company fully started and going. Again, well worth the investment because all the paperwork's done and it's done the right way. Insurance. One thing that's talked about a lot in this industry, and it is very expensive. My advice on that, one, is go through Progressive. There are going to be companies that reach out to you and say that they want to, go shopping for you, and it may benefit you. Shopping might be your best bet. I know for myself, I already had insurance with Progressive, so it eased my process a lot. Really good to me with a lot of discounts, and I was told that I have a really good rate for starting for many people, and so I'm very happy about that, because again, it's so expensive that it's nice to have some flexibility in places. So you'll call, you'll get insurance quotes, all of that, and again, ask the questions, ask people about these things, because I called my insurance before knowing the answers to some of these things, and so I circled back and then called my insurance again. Another thing that I didn't know, when you're getting your if you're doing your insurance by yourself, if you're not going through somebody to put all of this together for you, make sure that when you're speaking to your insurance person and they're about to turn your insurance on, make sure that you ask them to file your BOC3 with the FMCSA. I was not told that I needed to, and so 24 hours later, I circled back with my compliance person, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you need to do that." And so it delayed me a little bit there. And so make sure that's one thing that you do. Write it on your list, whatever it may be. It's very important when, in terms of you waiting on your MC to go active, if your BOC3 is not filed, then your MC won't go active. And so the day that my MC was supposed to go active is when I found out that my BOC3 hadn't been filed yet. So anyway, it's not a big deal. Just delayed me a couple days, and that's okay. Let's see, what else financially? Trailers. My suggestion to lower your overhead as much as possible. If you're gonna purchase something for your company, purchase your trailer. Spend the cash to get that trailer, to own that trailer.